started my journey towards bodybuilding, I was a bikini competitor. I was just enjoying the process. I didn't know. And by the way, this is funny. I never went to stage knowing I was going to win. Hi guys, welcome back to Claire's Fitness Zone. I am so excited to be here, and you're giving me courage to come up with content each and every week. The number of subscription increasing is just amazing. So today we are going to talk about choosing a category or choosing a division that you're going to compete in. Remember, you've decided now you want to be a bodybuilder. This is now what you want to be doing. You have to now choose a category. And when you're thinking about choosing a category, it's never like cast on stone. There are different dynamics that shape the category that you want to compete in. Some of you, when you're starting, your body already shows the category that you should be competing, which is very good. But to most of us, or most of you, it takes trial and error. So when you've decided you want to be a competitive bodybuilder, by then you won't even probably know the category that you want to do. So those are two different dynamics. If you know the category that you want, or if this is a category that you already like, you will train, you will eat, you will pose, you will do everything according to that category. But for some of you, it's your first time, you've never competed, you even don't know how your body will shape up. Some of you go through a rigorous prep only to decide to do the category later, which is fine. Like, this life is always layered. It's never straight line. So anyone who tells you that life is always linear, that person is a liar. It's always layered. When I started my journey towards bodybuilding, I was a bikini competitor. I was just enjoying the process. I didn't know. And by the way, this is funny. I never went to stage knowing I was going to win. I was going to do my things, and I will be surprised. I kept on placing well, and that is when I probably knew that maybe this is my journey. And as I told you earlier, I started in bikini, and my body just led me to figure. My shoulders grew, my back became big, my muscles were very visible, that even the blind man would see this person has muscle. And then I found myself there. And in the process of finding myself there, I also realized I really liked how I posed for figure. It was not so hard. I am not this flatty person. You see the way bikini girls do their hair, their back. No, I usually say I am a civil servant. So when figure came where I need to just flare my lats and stand there, I thought this is where I belong. So today we are talking about choosing a category, and I will use my notes here because this really needs it. It really needs me to explain what this category entails for you to better understand. Globally, we have 6 categories. We have bikini, we have wellness, we have fitness, we have figure, we have women's physique, and women bodybuilding. But remember, our channel is about looking at female fitness, looking at bodybuilding with an African perspective. So I will try and concentrate on the categories that are here in Kenya. I will not look at bodybuilding, I will not look at women physique, and I will not look at fitness, because those are not things that we do here. I want to empower you and make you ready for things that we do here. And when you've really grown, when you've really gained advantage, probably now when you go outside there, we can decide to look at all this. Okay, now choosing your category. Let's start with the first category, the bikini category. There is this assumption that it is usually an easy category. It is not, but it's a very good category when you're having now your entry in bodybuilding. And what do they usually look at? The first one is you're supposed to be overly toned, you should be defined, you should be athletic. Remember, this is a muscle show. It's not about how skinny you are. It is a muscle show. So for bikini, they look for that overall toned look. You should have great glutes. They usually say bikini are worn from the glutes. And now I am talking to you, the bodybuilder. Outside here, you know, when we talk about the behind, they usually think that big round thing is the behind. But now for a competitor, you know what a good glute is. It's a glute that is round. It's a glute that is lifted. That is a good glute. And for bikini, they require good glutes. They require good legs, and they require tight midsection, not those defined abs, boxed things. No, that's not the bikini look. And so when you're also training, it means you have to put great emphasis on where the judges usually look at. I said in my previous video, this is a very subjective sport. So it's about how you impress a judge. So whatever you do, you're also supposed to keep that in mind. The other thing for bikini, they look at modest amount of muscle with no striations. Like for striations, there those you can say this part, different part, but for bikini they don't need that. Just modest muscle, toned look, and all that. And then this is it. It requires a very outgoing personality. And here I will use that word, like a very sexy personality. You can have your way with the crowds and all that. That is the bikini for you. And when I changed my category, I was happy to be in figure, because that sassiness, that sexiness, I don't think it's something, it's a personality in me. I've seen girls on stage, they really bring it out. But for me, I thought, this is not for me. I am a little laid back, so my category will not go, or my personality will not go so well with that. So for bikini, it requires that. It's a division that has been there since 2010, and it is a division, and this 2010, it is worldwide, and it's a division that is, each year it brings a lot of girls. And that one also applies in Kenya. There's a time I saw a lineup of 18 girls in bikini. So when you're thinking of this category, no, it's a category that attracts a lot of people, because it is, I am not downplaying the effort needed in bikini, but it is a look that if you really work hard, you can attain. Okay, what do they look for in bikini, or what will let you know that you're really fit to be in bikini category? The first one is, are you naturally smaller in frame with tight midsection and lean and round glutes? So are you naturally a small person? And small, I don't mean like short. We can have girls who are very tall, but naturally they have a smaller frame, they have round glutes. Remember, bikini is about round lifted glutes and that personality. So if you fall in that category, probably you can just tick and say yes. The other one, do you prefer a division where you can express your individuality on stage, more sexy and more fluid? I was really struggling with this when I did my bikini competition. I was competing with girls who were very fluid, who will come and even wink at people, and I couldn't do that. I usually say I am a civil servant, so bureaucracy in me does not just allow that. So I knew that one was not my category. But if you're a person who you're able to express your individuality in that way, then this is your category. The other thing you should be asking yourself, do you have or do you prefer a softer look? And for softer look, I mean, yes, you have muscle, you have round shoulders, you have rounded glutes, you have everything tight, but softer, not the defined, really masculine look. So if that is what you're looking for, then baby girl, definitely bikini is a place for you. Now, let's look at the other category, the wellness division. It is very new. It is new in the global circles. It started in either 2019 or 2020, thereabout. And so it is something that is very new. In Kenya here, we've never had a wellness category. I think we're going to have the first wellness category in these competitions that we're going to have in 8th October. That is the Natural East African Bodybuilding. So we expect to see different people. Wellness category is a category between figure and bikini. And you know, when they say between, it means you take the best of both categories. So it requires very defined legs. You've seen the legs of Evelyn Owala. She's a wellness athlete, and so wellness requires that the upper body is not as developed as the lower body, but then it is more muscular than the bikini category. It wants a tight defined look, defined delts, and when I talk about defined delts, it's a more rounder delt, a tiny waist, lean legs, and round glutes. But I think you've seen the women from South America, like they really have developed lower bodies, and that is what wellness category is all about. Now, ladies, I know we are preparing for the first wellness show, and I know some people have not been able to really get lean, and that is why they are going to wellness. I will tell you, one, it's a muscular show, it's not a fat show, so try and keep your fat levels very low. And when I talk about not a fat show, I hope this one does not offend people, because by now you know the difference between weight loss and fat loss. Here we are not talking about weight loss. Here you're an athlete. You are having the ability to really get lean. When we talk about weight loss is usually about losing muscle, losing fat, and becoming smaller. But this is a very, very different category. You're an athlete, so when you bring your package, please bring leanness, bring muscle. It is a muscle show. Now, the other category that I want to talk about, I am excited about this one. This is my category. I definitely love figure. I love figure. And I usually say, figure found me. I was a bikini athlete, and my shoulders just refused not to grow, and my back was becoming big, and everywhere I go, they were like, oh, for you, you're growing and you're growing and you're growing. And I knew I found my category. So for figure, you need the wide back. People usually say that figure is an X frame, but I would want to disagree. Figure is not an X frame. When we're talking about X frame, probably we're talking about female physique and female bodybuilding, which I said are categories that we don't have. Figure is more of a Y shape. And with the Y shape, what I mean is like your shoulders are broad, your back is big, so Your upper body takes the Y, and then you have a narrow waist going down. And the beauty about bodybuilding is you get to know your shape and you appreciate it. You don't try to force things. You know, initially when you're looking at maybe these IFBB pros, these NPC pros, you tend to think like, will I ever grow my legs like this? But maturity has it, when you've come to understand your body, when you've come to know how your body responds, you don't force. Like for me, I grew from bikini. My body just refused. My shoulders just refused to be down. My back just refused. But then I also know, okay, they usually say with hard work you can achieve some levels. I know maybe I will not be able to build bigger legs like people in wellness, so I am comfortable. And that is the beauty about bodybuilding. It places you where your body is. I am not saying you cannot work hard to achieve a particular body type, but the beauty of it is you get to appreciate, this is my category, this is how I was built, and I am happy about it. So figure, I've talked about round shoulder caps, I've talked about wide back. You also need to have developed quads, you need to have developed hamstring and glutes, you need to have a tighter midsection. It can have some visible six-pack, it is okay, but for the bikini category you don't need to bring those blocky six-packs. And yeah, that is it for figure. Everything tight, but also a balanced body, a balanced physique. Now let's talk about the suit for each division. What you wear on stage for all these divisions are different. For the bikini you wear a two-piece detached suit, same to figure, same to wellness, sorry. But then I think wellness does not have connectors. For figure it is two-piece, but it is attached at the back as what is being shown on the screen. It has straps that attaches it, making it have an X shape. Also, when you're posing for this category, like for wellness and bikini, you don't need to show your back. That is why people usually have long extensions, so that when you're having a back that is very developed, you can hide it. But for figure, you're supposed to spread your lats, like you open your lats, you pull your hair back, and you show your back. Now here in Africa, and remember this channel is about an African perspective, I have seen people coming with hair, their own hair. Some have short hair, some have short dreadlocks like mine, some have long dreadlocks. It is allowed because we are in Africa. But I've seen when people go for international competition, they have to change all that, and it's because it's the standards that are set there. So at times you'll have to put on a wig. This is where we say this is not our sport. We go with what is given, the industry standards, but I believe probably in future it will change. Like it will appreciate, this is an African person with kinky hair, probably short, and they can go on stage like that. But as per now, when you go to do international competitions, probably they will require you to have a weave or something like that, a wig. But in my last competition in Romania, by the way guys, I've just cut my hair. If you've noticed, I used to have like long dreadlocks, and the sides were shaved. And that is how I went for my competition, and I realized, like, for the competitors, they were like, "Oh, is that your hair? You're looking good." And I really felt appreciated. I went with my hair. So it also depends on the federation that you choose to compete in. I think that is it about categories. If you have any question about categories, you can ask. But always remember, this is a muscle show. So you bring in hardness if it is required. You bring in leanness if it is required. Bring out the best package that you have. And I am hoping in the 8th East African competition, which is a very big competition, ladies, you'll be able to bring all this. Bye.